What's up, everybody? I'm here with Everette in Los Angeles, California. He is the CEO of Millisense, and he'll tell you more about what that is. And we're here for this week's ShineHard conversation. So, Everette, man, what's up, bro? Happy to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, like you were saying, I'm CEO of Millisense. Basically, it's a digital marketing firm.
Okay.
I used to get, tons of people from different like startups, small businesses, mid-sized businesses contacting me about, helping them grow their companies, because I specialize in growing companies through digital marketing tactics, conversion rate optimization, all these different marketing things. And so it became overwhelming because, I was head of marketing here or CMO here. And it's like, all right, I don't have enough time in the day to like help other companies. And so I was like, I need to enlist some help. And so that's how Millisense all started. It became a collaborative effort between me and like other marketers, engineers, product people who kind of understood how to grow businesses. And I just started bringing people on the team, and it kind of just went from there. And it allowed me to get the help to help out even more companies outside of the scope of the companies that I was.
So you also do consulting as well?
Yeah, so basically it is consulting. So it started from me being a consultant myself outside of my normal job, and it kind of just grew from there. So
So it's always interesting to me to find out when I talk to successful and talented people to really understand where their journey began. So tell me a little bit more about where you're from and what growing up was like for you.
Yeah, so I'm proud, Southside Richmond, Virginia. That's where I'm from. I grew up in Broad Rock. So yeah, I mean,
growing up was just interesting because what I had in my household and what I saw on the streets was completely different. Like what I saw on the streets in Southside, when I go to Blackwell, Bellmead, all these places, like it's like chaos, man. I seen so many crazy things, but then when I came back into my house, I had a strong black mother, a strong grandmother, people who really, show me what it meant to be like an upstanding gentleman. And so to just have that that paradox, that contrast of just craziness outside, but like that structure and like that love and support inside was very integral to who I became.
I was always trying to find ways to make money. Anyway, legally, trying to make money. And so whether it was like, going to the corner store, like selling gum, like buying a pack of gum for 50 cents and then selling each piece for 25 cents, or like burning mixed CDs and selling them, or selling CDs, that might not be super legal, but I did cutting grass out in the country. Like I did whatever I had to hustle.
Young hustler.
Yeah, just trying to do something. And by the time I was like 14, like I got that work permit and finally like started working jobs and things like that.
So do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have a sister, man. That's my heart. She's man, she just turned 21, so it's kind of scary.
Getting old.
Getting old, making me feel old. But she's awesome, man. She's way more smart than me. I tell people all the time, like I was never the smartest guy or the most talented guy, but like no one was gonna outwork me. But she just off of pure intelligence, and she has like a heart of gold. Her and my mom, man.
Wow,
so
you got a lot of strong women around you, which is really good.
A lot of strong women around me, man. Didn't really have a great relationship with my father, but like the women in my family, like early on, like that was big for me.
So how did you get started in the tech industry?
Man, long story short, I was working and doing marketing for Neil Strauss, and I was doing marketing for Neil Strauss, and I was doing like digital stuff for him. So it was really starting to get like real technical things. But a guy by the name of Sean Ellis, who's the CEO of Qualaroo, he's the guy. He may be the most famous marketer in the startup industry. He's the one who helped grow Dropbox into $1 billion company. Not LinkedIn, but Eventbrite, LogMeIn, Uproar. Like he's been like just had a huge track record of success. And he saw my past and the success I had in marketing at an early age. And at 23 years old, he asked me to come run marketing for his software company. So that was like huge, to be the guy to run, to come in there and be the marketer for that company. And it was like a big thing. And, it allowed me to gain a lot of experience, fail fast, learn fast. And it just put me into the foray of like tech startups and things like that.
Put you on the map a little bit. People paying attention to you.
Yeah. When you're running marketing for him, it's like, oh, you know, you got that stamp of approval from somebody that's well respected within the industry. And so once I did that, plus, you know, basically, you know, starting growthhackers.com with him, and you know, that taking off, and you know, the consulting I was doing, helping other tech companies grow, like it really helped me, you know, grow my profile and audience. So it's cool.
That's dope. So I've also noticed that you've been in Silicon Valley, and that you've been featured by a couple of publications for your advocacy for diversity in Silicon Valley. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So it's very big for me to fight for those coming up, you know, especially in the diversity space. And like we were talking about earlier, diversity includes women too. Like it's not just race, it includes women. I told you about like the strong background of having those women in my life. So it feels like I'm fighting for them. I'm fighting for my system.
It's a special place for you.
Yeah, it's a special place for me. And then I know the difficulties I've faced as a black man, and I know it's different for a black woman or a Latino. Like I know there's different struggles that we all have to go through, and it's tough in the tech. It's tough everywhere, but it's very tough in the tech industry, man.
It's only like 2% of.
I don't know the exact numbers, but it's low. You know, it's low. I've never been at a tech company, like, because you know I'm working in startups for the most part, where there was more than two black people outside of myself.
Wow.
And I worked with a lot of companies. You know,
and I see that, man, and it's tough in the tech industry, and it's like these companies, they hire from the same schools, the Stanfords, the MITs, they hire from the same companies. You had to be at a Facebook, you had to be at a Google, you had to be at a Twitter, and it like really like doesn't provide us a lane to get into. Like, you know, you could have went to a Howard University, one of the best schools out there, but Facebook's not recruiting over there, you know, and so it's important for us, you know, that have paved the way for ourselves. You know, like I said, a lot of it's luck too, man. Like being in the right place at the right time and using that leverage to open doors for other people. You know,
you really see it when you're there. You know firsthand that there's only like one or two other black people. How does it feel to be the only like black person in a room with all these, you know, Caucasian CEOs and CMOs? What does that feel like?
It's crazy because I always feel like I have something to prove, and I feel like my performance will affect their thinking of other black people that come in and things like that. And just from the working dynamics, man, it can get super uncomfortable at times. Like, and I've always been a very outspoken person, and that's why I'm not the cup of tea for every company, right? Because I'm not going to silence myself. If I feel some way about Trayvon Martin, if I feel some way about gender inequality, like I'm going to speak out about it. If you say something disrespectful, I'm going to check you. And some people can't. They can't handle that. Like I've been in conversations where, you know, one of my white colleagues have jokingly said the N-word, and I had to check him. You know, and they don't expect that. And one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people are using the N-word, especially, you know, white people and other people of different races, is because they're using it in other African Americans and other people, not just African Americans. It's a duty for everyone to say, look, don't use that word, you know, but I will check you. And so there's been situations, uncomfortable situations, where people have said things or joked about things that I just didn't necessarily feel comfortable
you got to get up in there. Hold up, bruh.
Yeah, and you gotta make sure you check them, so the next time they do that, they're like, man, like this one time I had somebody that I respected that, you know, does good work, told me not to do this. And so, you know, it's you run into so many situations, and sometimes it sucks, man, when you don't feel like you can relate to someone, or you don't have somebody that you can talk to about certain issues and things that's going on because they can't relate, you know, or they can't empathize, man. And it's tough, man, because you know, when you're working, I'm sure you understand too, when you're on your grind, that's your life, and like you're spending so much time with these people and so much time in these environments, and when you don't feel comfortable to really express yourself the way you are, then man, it just feels like a little bit of you is just getting sucked away.
Absolutely.
All the time.
I believe every person has a purpose in life, you know, and a lot of people as we grow up, we're in search of that purpose. And I believe our passion is what takes us closer to our purpose in life. So I always ask people, what is your passion and when did you know?
That's a tough question. So I feel like I have two passions. One passion is definitely marketing and growing companies. Like that was really realized at an early age when it came to me doing my own stuff, like
serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, like selling gum or putting up signs to cut lawns or things like that. I realized that I really enjoyed the customer acquisition of that. I enjoyed that part more than like the actual physical labor that I had to ensue. I was like, hey, I want to do that. Like I want to get the people. I don't want to have to actually do the stuff.
It's like sales almost.
Yeah. So and when I worked for United Way, that was my first marketing job, and I wouldn't even worked at United Way if it wasn't for certain things that happened in my life, me being homeless, me like not knowing what financial aid and all that stuff was, and I had to get a job my first year of college. Like it led me to that. But I remember working at United Way and being like, man, you guys, what are y'all doing? Like y'all not doing like simple marketing things.
Really?
And it really made me realize like, man, like I could really do something with this, and I really enjoy this. And then my other passion is definitely like helping people, and it's not limited to the black race. It's not limited to minorities. It's not limited to anybody. Like anybody that I can help or lend out a helping hand is something that really helps me and puts me in a better place. Like every day I'm talking to some new person that needs me to mentor them or help them out with their business or things like I talked to a young brother yesterday that has an amazing like barbershop chair app that he's trying to get off the ground and things like that. 22 years old, and it's from like a small town in South Carolina, far away from LA or Silicon Valley and San Francisco, and just needing that. And that was my favorite part of the day. Like I had a lot of stuff to do, like business wise, but being able to help him is what really like gave me joy that day. And that's where my true passion, and what I'm trying to do is find out a way where I can align those both, where I can bring in my passion for marketing and growing companies and bring in my passion for helping people. And like I'm already starting to formulate ideas in my head, but that's really like the end goal of what I want.
That's right. Isn't it kind of crazy when you go from being like a young guy coming out of college and you have mentors, or you're looking for mentors, and then you work hard and you got your head down, and a couple years later you got people hitting you up asking you to be their mentor. You're like, hold on, wait, when did this happen? When did I become an authority? But it happens like that, right?
And I'm almost like, man, I tell people, I'm like, man, I kind of just fell into this, man. Like I don't even know how all this happened so fast and so soon, man. I'm definitely blessed, and whatever I can do to help someone else get on or help them, like I'm definitely trying to do it. It's not all about me.
So what advice do you have for the kids in Richmond, the Virginia Tech graduates, or the HBCU grads that want to get into the tech industry, or they want to get into tech marketing?
Right.
How do they do it? What advice do you have for them?
Well, first, hit me up. Hit me up. I'm easily accessible.
How can they find you?
Twitter @Everette is just my name. Instagram's Everette Taylor. You can send me a message on Facebook, Everette Taylor. Like, hit me up and I'll try to put you to the right people. But that's really a joke. Like, I'm definitely trying to help people out. But
ultimate mentor right here.
But build a brand for yourself. Put a website.
How important is that?
It's super important because this is what's going to make you stand out. A lot of these companies want for you to send them your blog or your personal website, and if they see that, man, like he has a very nice blog, very well put together, he's getting this much traffic to his site and things like that, like that's super important. Experience is what helped me. Like being able to work hard and having success at these companies and having this experience at an early age makes me stand out more than someone who might be an MIT grad or a Stanford grad.
That's real.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got for you guys. Cool. That concludes my ShineHard interview for this week. We have Everette Taylor. You can find him at Everette on Twitter and @Everette Taylor on Instagram. Is that right?
Yep.
Cool. You can find me at jbsfoodforthought.com and also follow the ShineHard family. All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, brother.